Welcome to Stockton 360 on KXVS, the voice of Stockton. Soon to be on 92.1 FM. That's with the help of our lovely, lovely supporters. That's you out there in the community. Of course, this is Governor Don, and across the table from me is the lovely Professor Dr. Jimenez.
Hello.
Is it Dr. Professor Jimenez?
I'll just say Mario.
So many titles.
Dr. J in the building, and of course,
thank you, Gov.
You see on camera, you saw with the cool shades, none other than Matthew. Amen.
Yes,
Hola.
Matthew.
Hi.
Welcome from the huddle. The huddle.
So excited
we got
you.
the huddle
I'm
graphic
excited
on
to
the
be
screen.
here. This is so cool.
It's like Huddle TV now. You see?
Huddle TV.
Welcome
It
to
is.
That's next. That's next
Huddle
on the
TV.
list to do.
That's right. Huddle up. Of course, we want to give a big
Great
shout out
idea.
to our board operator and station manager, Mr. Details, Dustin Breakbill. What's up, Dustin?
Hey, Gov, how are you?
Yeah.
How are
Nice
you?
to have you back in town.
Are we going to talk politics? No. This is,
Not today.
of course, Dustin's on Politics Panoramic with
We
me
wanna
on
have fun
Sundays
today.
at 5. Wait, we have fun with politics. Fun being discouraged. No, no, we're going to talk about everything that's going on in Matthew Amen's life.
Oh, man.
Especially the
Not a
huddle. I want to just say what a lovely, beautiful, and talented family you have.
Oh, yeah, they're
Yeah.
all right. They're all right.
We've had a few amens in the studio.
Yeah, I'm not
a
I'm
world
not the
champion.
first one. Oh, the world champion? Yeah, that would be my mother. Yeah.
No, I
having
didn't
all of
say
us.
boss of the world. That's the Lord of everything.
Yeah, that's my baby sister Mel. She's a beast, you know. But what makes her
amazing.
such a beast is how humble she is.
Isn't
Like
it? Wow.
you don't know that she is the best Odi Tahiti dancer in the world.
No
when
one.
you meet her.
People
'cause
go to school with her.
It's just one little aspect of her. She doesn't let
Wow.
it lead her life, you know, which makes it so beautiful. And she inspires me.
Yes.
You know, she teaches me to keep my ego in check,
Yeah.
you know, and to be humble.
Yes.
And not only her, like, but my parents, they've instilled that in us growing up, because I think they kind of knew, you know, what their kids are capable of. So they would always tell us, like, okay, you're doing the most right now. Reel it in.
But they were stepping out. See, like when you they were what do you call trailblazers?
Yeah.
So
Most definitely.
socially,
Yeah.
definitely, and of course they knew what was up. But I met your mother before I knew she was your mother.
Really?
Fell in love with her.
That's not the first time I've heard that either,
She's
yeah.
so awesome. I was like, wow. You know what? The only thing would be better is if you were Matthew Amen's mom, and she was like, I am.
That is funny. That's how I met her too.
Yeah, did you?
Yeah, it was funny.
Yeah, because
I love it. I love it.
because she's a great advocate for the community, and she's always doing something positive. And we run into her at great events. And
She's amazing. Being raised by that woman was probably the best experience I've ever had in my whole entire life. Like, one of the reasons why, like, myself and my siblings are the type of adults that we are today is because of her and her influence, you know, and 100% involved in her life, you know. And I think as kids, we're just like, oh, mom again.
So we got to be excellent. Oh,
crap, you know. But as I got older, I realized, like, wow, like, my parents were super involved in our lives. She wanted to know everything. She cared about every single thing. Like, being a mother, like, made her so proud, you know. And she loved being our mom. Well, she loves being our mom, like past tense, present tense. She loves being our mom.
She
and
still loves it.
yeah, and she's my biggest cheerleader, you know.
She is.
She came to the union event that we had at Huddle last week.
Man.
And
I wanted
a
to
week
be at
before
that
last,
so much.
and she didn't even put Yolanda Amen. She put Matt's mom. You know, it was so cool.
Big shout out,
I
Matt's
love
mom,
it.
Yolanda.
Love you, mommers.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for being awesome, mom. The world is a better place several times over because of you.
Yeah, most definitely.
Now we got to meet a while back, and there's this amazing thing going on downtown Stockton. First of all, it's like a sleeping giant is waking up, and then there's this thing, this groupthink. Entrepreneurial support. I'm running out of syllables. This almost is it a social experiment? It's so awesome. Tell us about the huddle.
Man, it's fun.
Yeah.
First of all,
Yeah.
I'm having so much fun
Yeah.
doing what I'm doing.
Yes.
Last week on the 15th, I celebrated 1 year at Huddle.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
It's been
Congrats.
one of the best year of my life.
Yeah.
Just being, I don't know, just just catapulted in this position, not knowing anything about what was going on. I always knew I had this love for the city, but to be able to be in a position to where I can actually like take steps towards changing the city that I grew up in was kind of cool. And I didn't realize that at the very beginning. It took like a couple of months into it, saying, oh, wow, like this is a platform for something. This is a thing. So Huddle is a co-working space, and I had never even known of the concept before I started at Huddle. And so that first month being at Huddle, I did research, realized it was a global thing, and realized that they were very popular in San Francisco. So I studied the top co-working spaces in the world, and saw what their secret sauce was. And the goal is to not copy exactly what they're doing, but utilize that secret sauce and kind of create our own sauce here in downtown Stockton.
Your own flavor.
So I knew I wanted to reach out to everybody in the community who was like that, who had skin in the game, but they were just like working out of their home. So the challenge was getting creative in terms of how to reach out to those people,
right?
And I learned that just painting a different picture of downtown and kind of inspiring the people that were in my own network on Facebook and all these social platforms, I knew that would filter out to everybody else, and I'd had a lot of followers, not because I'm a Stocktonian, but because being affiliated with Tamari Materia, our dance group, we have friends all over the world. And I figured, okay, so let's see what we can do with this. Let's reach out to all my friends and family in Stockton and just put positive vibes out there, because for a very long time we knew that this city was an underdog. And we were always being stepped on, and I was tired of it, and it was cool to meet other people that were tired of it as well. And it was cool to find out I wasn't the only one that felt this way. Because being from Stockton, I really wasn't involved in Stockton, but my family and I were just doing our own cool little good thing here in the corner. And out of the public eye for the past 10-15 years. And I'd always preach to people too, like not preach, but like tell people like our dance group is this positive outlet for families, with all this crime going on in the streets, like we're just trying to create a safe space for families, and so to create, to avoid people getting into gangs and drugs and all that jazz, because we grew up in an area where one stupid choice on my end, I could be in jail right now. But because of my parents and because of the dance group, I was protected. So we just wanted to create a safe space for everybody. But now that we're in a position to kind of just put all of these good vibes out there based on all that experience, I think that's one of the driving factors of why Huddle is so successful. More people are down with the downtown, and I'm excited to see by this time next year how many more people are drinking the revitalization Kool-Aid. Because the more people drink it, the better our city becomes. Because with more people falling in love with the city and realizing how much beauty that the city has to offer, that's when that fire gets lit under people's butts to want to get involved and help and volunteer or just support or just show up or buy a piece of product that someone's selling out of their pocket, so to speak, and straying away from all these big huge block retailers and supporting local and just it's going outside and not listening to like all of these things are happening just by being willing to hear what's going on, and I know there's not just me, but there's a handful of people who are doing the same thing, so that makes it even better. Is it'll spread faster, and it's the fastest it's ever spread in my lifetime. I know that for sure.
And we get to see it, in snapshots, and people who maybe spend a little less time than us, then they see it in kind of in phases. But you get to see it like in live, full motion, real time, right?
Every single day. And I think that's one of the reasons why, like, I tell people I love my job and I love this whole energy so much that I can't wait to go to sleep so I can wake up and start the day again. Like, to be able to be in that position, to not let any negativity in,
you have just cured all this insomnia in the world right there.
Dude, it's like
You got to look forward to tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only thing that keeps me up at night is what I have to do tomorrow. You know, so I'm just like, I can't wait for tomorrow. I have this meeting with so and so. Like, you know, like it's really, really cool. You know, and I don't take any of this like, well, I take it seriously, but I am taking it day by day.
Yeah,
you know, like I don't put too much weight on it because I trust I think if I put too much thought into it, then it's just like, okay, it's not coming from the right place. So I know like if it's not me or if anyone else is just putting the good out there all the time, it's really, really easy. And not a lot of thought comes with that.
Yeah, it's automatic. Yeah. That's right. And you know, it takes someone like that. It takes someone like that because it requires so much more than just what you would get for a wage. Yeah, it has to be a mission.
Yeah. So being in this position, it's like I kind of consider myself having a seat at the table, you know, of all this change, you know, being able to see all the behind the scenes and working with Huddle and 10 Space and working with Zach and Dave. And
big shout out to 10 Space right there.
Love y'all.
Right.
Yes.
That's definitely my second family, my ride or dies. But just being able to hear all the cool things that are happening, you know, and being so excited to tell people, you know, like I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to tell people about this, you know, and it's really cool just to see all the things that are in store for our downtown, you know, so that's what makes me so excited and I'm speechless when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Well, I have to say that, you know, it really, you know, if just by meeting you, like if I was conducting a search for someone to fill the spot that you had filled, I mean, just talking to you, you know, it's like, wow, slam dunk. Oh. But there's things that you've done to kind of ready yourself. You mentioned a little bit about being involved in your family and having a positive activity for Stockton, but there's other things that you've been.
Yeah, I mean, it's not too, like, I tell people this is my Slumdog Millionaire moment. You know, for those of you who've seen that movie, you know, it's like every life experience that guy ever had led him to that seat on Millionaire. Right. And that's just my path. Like, I have experienced so much in my life and I have the gray hairs to prove it, you know, that everything that's ever been thrown my way ever since I've been in this position has not been new to me, you know, and it's been really cool just to be able to be at a position in my life where like I can just pull back, you know, from past experiences and just and rock out with it, you know, and then it's mainly me doing the complete opposite of what I did in the past. So I think this considered me like learning from my experiences and stuff, but I think my life experiences plus my love for the city helped guide me through everything on this path, and it's been pretty easy. You know,
it's a good fit.
Yeah, it's not that I know God is on my side too. You know, like I know that everything happens for a reason, and this all happened when I finally gave up. You know, and I relinquished control, and I was like, okay, Lord, I'm done trying to force my life and thinking about what I thought my life was going to be. I'm ready now for you to just push me in the right direction, and this is just me riding the wave.
Wow. You know? the universe calls and now you're answering.
I'm answering, you know.
Now you mentioned 10 Space, who is, in case you didn't know, see this nice little Huddle logo right there. 10 Space it's a project, a 10 Space project, but the 10 Space has done a number of other interesting things, and some things that are really catching fire, like the Sycamore. Yeah. And of course, we saw opening some great new establishments. We got Channel Brewing now, the Cast Iron,
that whole entire
Deliberation Room, which is a real kind of a gem.
It's awesome.
And then just all the way around that block, we see all these great new businesses that are, you know, and they're not like they're not cookie cutter businesses. You won't find another.
There's a lot of great new things in Stockton. I mean, Deliberation Room, Channel Brew, Cast Iron, to name a few. I don't think Deliberation Room is a 10 Space project, but it is like a new addition to downtown, which is
the inspiration. Like this is what happens is when you talked about, you know, downtown coming alive and you being able to be a witness to it. A lot of us are just like just surprised. You know, a lot of people come downtown and like, whoa, what's this?
Yeah.
Oh, when did this show up? And
Yeah.
did they just redo this whole block?
I love seeing that.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm in it every single day. So honestly, like, I'm like, all right, I'm ready for what's next.
Yeah.
You know, and to see downtown through new eyes all the time, it's really humbling and inspiring, you know, and to see people all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, like, oh my gosh, this is my city, you know, I cannot believe my city's changing, and and getting to talk to people who have seen attempts before, and kind of sit down with them and ask them, okay, so what do you think is different about this time? Like, why do you think out of all these attempts that have happened over the past 20 some odd years that this one has caught fire? And consistently everyone has said because of the young people, because the youth and the young people are involved in it now, and it's not older people who are in their 50s and 60s, which I have the utmost respect for, making the decisions, you know. And with any revitalization, and I've done like some extensive reading on this and kind of seeing like what other cities have gone through, what we're going through right now, the change and the revitalization is always on the young people and the creatives.
That's true.
You know, the creatives and the young people are the ones that create culture and make a city cool, or they're in the masses. You know, they want to go out, they want to experience these things. You know, and the people who have witnessed all these revitalizations or these attempts in the past all agree that the art community is emerging, and noticing how there's so many talented people here. There's a lot of people who have great ideas, and a lot of them are young people and are fearless now, and inspired now. You know, so it's and I tell people all the time, like, this is just the beginning. There's so much that has been changed, and there's so many good things that have been happening over the past 2 to 10 years. You know, and it's still just the beginning. You know, like I live in the now, but I dream about the future every single moment of the day, you know, and oh my gosh, if you guys were in my head right now, like it's really cool.
Well, you know, tell us a little bit about what you see for the future. I know when you mentioned that, you know, it's you know, there's always been people, you know, in their past their middle ages, the middle age, you know, in their 50s, 60s on up, who have some, you know, what they call disposable income or money that they've earned and raised, and they're investing in things like that. But now it's really the inclusiveness, bringing the young people along and the creatives along. So where are we going to be then? Where's that going to take us in the next, you know, 3 to 5 years?
Oh man, I truly believe the gap is going to be bridged between all of the new young creatives and the people who have that disposable income. I think it's on the radar now. I think people who are a little bit the wealthier, you know, here in Stockton are watching, you know, and I think one of these days, and I'm hoping this happens within the next 2 or 3 years, the people who do have the means to make more things happen here in Stockton, and just in terms of dollar amounts, are going to want to get more involved. Definitely. You know, I think we're just at a point right now where we're proving ourselves, you know, just building a little bit more clout, you know, because it is something super brand new. You know, if I am a potential VC or an investor, you know, if I'm going to be investing in Stockton, I'm going to make sure that all the ducks are in a row first. You know, I'd want to make a smart investment, and not just because like everyone's buzzing and feeling the fuzzies right now. You know, I would want to invest in something that will have longevity, and that comes with hard work and proof in the pudding. And I think that's what we're all doing right now. But I would hope that people from Stockton make those kind of choices sooner before people from outside of Stockton start seeing it and want to be a part of it. You know? And because if there are some VCs and investors out there, because I know if we're on their radar right now, I know they're not the only ones, you know, and we've already had some hits from the Bay Area, India and Sweden, you know, like in Silicon Valley, who are just wanting to get tours of Huddle and tours of downtown, you know, just to see what's going on, because they're hearing this buzz, they're hearing the hype, and we're under a microscope right now. And so I'm hoping that generation that can help us immensely steps in sooner. You know, and make it a city that's for us, by us. You know, by Stocktonians. You know, so.
Well, and that's what that exact destination is what inspired us here at the Voice of Stockton. We have seen the development just since we've been doing this for the past couple of years, and it made us believe that the community not only needs a service and a place for us to come together, but would support it. And and part of that inspiration comes from these projects that we've seen take fruit and produce these great results. The Huddle is and now Huddle 2.0 is what we're talking about, because
Right, not one.
the old Huddle was actually
225.
225, yes.
That's where Reality Stockton resides now.
Right.
That was
Okay.
Huddle 1.0. We moved right down the street. We had one floor, 8 offices over there. We were directly adjacent to Trail Coffee.
Yes.
Shouts out to
Right.
Gianna, everybody.
Yes,
Um,
and a beautiful location.
Yeah, I love it.
Very nice,
Love it.
man.
Very, very urban Brooklyn vibe there.
Very
I love
chic.
it. Yeah, I love it. I love that little alley
It's
over there.
metal and wood and cool stuff. Yeah.
But we were at a point where 10 Space was moving into the building, and they sat down one day and they're like, "Hey Matt, we're gonna move Huddle." I'm like, "Okay, that's cool." They're
cool.
like, "Yeah, we're gonna be expanding it 3 floors, 27 offices." I'm like, "Okay,
Yeah.
let's do this," And I love being challenged like that. So I do my little things where like I have my vision boards. I write down all my thoughts and I think about it every single day, and kind of like subconsciously start thinking, okay, I have 27 offices to fill.
Yeah.
I have all these
Up
things
from
that are gonna
8,
happen.
right? Was it?
Up from 8, yeah. So and now we have
Well, congratulations. That is a huge jump.
It's a really huge jump.
Somebody said we got a lot of faith in you, Matt.
Yeah. Somebody. Oh, that was Megan Court. Megan, that was your fault because she believed in me before I believed in myself. So I owe a lot of this to her. She just stopped me one day when we were bowling. She was like, "Matt, what the heck are you doing right now?" And I told her my life story. I was working as a bail agent at the time, and I hated it, and. I don't know. I was just at that point where I was ready for something new. I was like, I'm just gonna say yes to everything, and then that's when her and the team offered me the position. But going into Huddle 2.0, it was kind of cool having people sign on the line when it was bare bones, just just dirt and everything everywhere, And I was like, oh my God, people are excited. This is great. So, but now I'm proud to say we have 18 small businesses in there now who have offices with their decals on the door.
Nice.
It's really cool to walk through this 100-year-old building on floors 2 through 4 and see all these businesses that are from Stockton. And it's inspiring. Like that's the first thing I do when I go to the office every single day is I walk every single floor just to have a presence there, let the floor know that that I'm here, and if you need me, if you I'm here for you.
Amen is in the building.
Isn't it, Matthew? There's you're not just the administrator now. You're the head of Huddle. So can you share that info with us?
I can share some info.
Okay.
There's been talks about it, like I'm the
Cat out the bag.
it's
you know me. I'm breaking news.
Breaking news.
Breaking
That's that
news.
news background there.
Yeah.
it's we're talking about it about me like possibly owning Huddle, and that's something that's in the future. Definitely down for it, in the future. We're almost at that point. That may be something that we announce later this year. Nothing official yet, but the conversations are happening, and that's something I never even thought of.
Yeah.
And when it was presented to me, I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
all right, let's do that.
So it's still yes.
Yeah, for me,
Kinda
I mean,
like,
if the opportunity presents itself, and we're like, all right, Matt, let's do this. I'm like, all right, let's do it. What's next? That's exactly how I'll take it. But I mean, I'm learning that's the 10 Space way. They want their team to take ownership over everything that's going on, and have a stake in stuff. For example, my sister, Coley, she started as the events director or administrative director for 10 Space. Now she's the owner of the Sycamore.
Yeah. See?
Wow.
And that's her baby. And so she's the end all be all with that, and to see her thrive and have all these events there every single week, and she's booked out until the end of the year.
Wow.
And it's amazing. It's amazing. And that place is for our community. It's for our people, and she's doing a great job running it. Just seeing her take that under her wing and make it hers and just have this love for it as if it's her third child, you know, and I'm super proud of her, you know, and she's inspiring me, you know. It's like, okay, if my sister's running Sycamore and, you know, there's like that small kind sibling rivalry, you know, I was like, all right, she's running Sycamore, okay, I'm gonna run Huddle, you know, like I'm gonna do my best because she's doing her best, you know, and ultimately the community benefits from it. So.
And I wanted to, also chime in on the fact that the Amen family and you being part of this community, it's almost like carrying on the legacy of Filipino Americans. Yeah. You know, in a different, now we're looking at something different.
Yeah, I think about that all the time.
In community development.
Well, one of the things about growing up multi-ethnic, with two ethnicities, my mom being Black African American, my dad's Filipino, Visayan. I don't think about it now as more Filipino. I think about it as minority.
Okay.
Yeah. So because I knew at a very young age that I was a minority. Yeah. You know, not only because of the color of my skin, but
you're a minority within a minority.
Yeah, you know, but it was tough. It was tough growing up. Yeah. You know, so
tell me about it.
Yeah, man. We talked about this before about with
we don't belong to nothing.
Yeah, man. Like, so it was more like growing up, I wasn't like Black enough to hang out with Black people. I wasn't Filipino enough to hang out with Filipino people. So it was the Polynesians that kind of just opened up their arms and be like, hey, you look like us, just come hang out with us. I'm like, all right, you know. and back then, that's all it was. It was about if you gravitate towards who you relate to, you know. And I was raised to be a Stocktonian, you know. So it's not like my parents made sure that they instilled Black values or Filipino values. You know, it was more like good person, human being values. You know, so now that I'm in this position, I not only am I thinking about like my mom and my dad and their history, but I'm thinking about all minorities. You know, and hopefully I can inspire somebody else, you know, to follow their dreams and stuff. But that's what I think about. I think about not only minorities, but the largest thing is the future. The future are the kids, the kids that I see from Stockton Collegiate walking downtown every single day. Like, those are the ones that I do this for, because that's the cool generation. You know, they're going to be growing up in all this revitalization, and they're going to grow up with a love for the city. You know, you and I talked earlier about the middle school age, but I'm thinking elementary. So the kids that go to school downtown are going to be the ones that are going to be able to say when they're our age, like, oh, I grew up in all of this. You know, they're going to be the ones who are going to be the ambassadors of the city, who are going to be like, no, come visit me, because there's all this cool stuff to do where I'm from, you know, and they're going to be able to say, like, I saw all of this go up, you know, so that's what drives me, you know, so we're doing this for you, kids.
That's right. At the State of the City, we heard Michael Tubbs talk about that, where you know, a few years back, we heard people say, "Oh yeah, man, you know, I want to get my education so I can, you know, get out of this place." Yeah. And he's, you know, he related, you know, that he's hearing from these students and these young people, these people who, you know, with the college sign up and all that, and they're saying, "Oh yeah, I want to go out and get my education so I can come back and give back to the city."
100%.
So that's a great
I got chicken skin.
That's a paradigm shift right there.
I had chicken skin all throughout that State of the City. I mean, because like all my buzzwords are being said, you know, like,
so paying attention.
That's my word. That's my word. That's my word. But the one thing that resonated.
Matt wrote the speech.
No. It's like they've been listening. No, I was kidding.
No, of course they have. Of course they've been listening, though. I mean, how do you ignore that?
But the one thing that resonated with me that the State of the City was the everyone was thinking about the future, and Stockton being a beacon of hope for the rest of the nation. You know, and I tell people about this all the time, that we're happy right now because we won at a local level. You know, love me some Tubbs, you know, and I tell people, like, during this presidential administration, you know, like the rest of the country feels like how we felt about ourselves being a Stocktonian for the past 10-15 years. Right. You know, so we know what that's like. So we are just doing our thing. You know, we've been underdog for so long, so it's just like we don't have to prove anything to anybody else. Let's just do our own thing.
Yeah.
But because of that, I truly believe we'll be a beacon of hope for the rest of the country, because 3 years down the line, you know, when the country is sick of everything, they're going to be able to sit back and be like, okay, so who's survived this so far? And Stockton is going to be on that list of cities that's surviving, thriving.
That's right.
So they're going to be wanting to do case studies on us, like, okay, what's your secret? What's going on?
Tell us about Matthew. Amen.
I'm not gonna.
Who's that Matt guy? You know, no, I'm just kidding. No, but I truly believe the rest of the country is going to be like, okay, we need to follow suit, you know, and see what they're doing, and I that was one thing that resonated with me when they were talking about that in the panel. I was like, okay,
yeah,
this is great. And these are people that were twice my age.
Yeah,
you know, saying these things. I'm like, wow,
all right,
this is inspiring to know that it's not just my generation X, you know, that feels this way.
Yeah, baby boomers,
the boomers feel it, you know, and Ys feel it, millennials feel it, and ooh, it's exciting.
Indeed. Now you're with the huddle. You said 18 offices full. Still a little bit more room.
Yeah, I have. I only have five offices left. There's 27 altogether, but there's some offices that take up like 2 or 3 offices.
Sure.
You know, that's just them. But
and good for them. Right.
Yeah, good for them. Because they're all modular. So they started off with one office, but then expanded because their business was growing. They needed the room. You know,
beautiful.
But actual vacant office, I only have 5 left.
Now we keep hearing about you know, the new. Looking to the future and thinking about what Stockton can be, and we hear about like new Silicon Valley. We hear about things like that. You know, the thing that I would like to see, and I know there's other people who share that, is to see Stockton become a leader in the green economy.
Yeah.
You know, I would love to see Stockton do something like a lot of these major cities are doing, you know, saying that by 2030 or by 2020, whatever, we'll be, you know, 100% clean energy, and we'll have divested in fossil fuels, and we have, you know, the cleanest water in California and things like that. And it seems like the huddle has a real opportunity to help kind of spur that and support that movement.
I agree 100%. Huddle is a space for ideas and innovation and forward thinking. And there's definitely an opportunity for that. Gaining the interest of app developers and engineers and coders. I think that green energy wave is slowly behind that. You know, because it's usually that kind of community that kind of pushes that. I mean, there are people with green thumbs in the community, you know, and they talk about urban gardens and stuff, which are starting now, you know, but I think within this next year, we're definitely going to be on that wave of green energy, and just making sure that, because we are in a position right now where we can create a very self-sustainable environment, you know, and green energy is part of that.
Sure.
You know,
and it's definitely the wave of the future. We see it like last year, you know, I mean, with all this talk with the Dakota Access pipelines and with the EPA and stuff, you know, but we're actually, you know, that's like a lot of kind of controversy and conflict. But when we look at the numbers, we see that there's more jobs created in green energy last year than in what they call dirty energy, fossil fuels. Yeah. And so this is a trend that, you know, if Stockton is looking for a thing to give hope to the world, that'd be a great avenue for us. Yeah,
all about it. And I think we're all receptive to that as well. I agree 100%.
Now, we also we mentioned there are a few offices available at Huddle. And of course, you gotta you gotta find out how to get there. How can somebody out there who's listening say, hey, you know what, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a risk taker, but it's pretty risky in my garage. I don't have I don't have, you know, elbows to rub.
Well, my first suggestion would be go grab a beer at Channel Brew first. All right. Let those juices start flowing. Get those juices flowing, and then start asking questions. You know, I mean, there's the actual websites and numbers that you can call, all that jazz, but in order to actually discover it, you have to ask questions. You have to be willing to find out what's going on.
Just take a little bit more risk there. Stick your neck out.
You know, so if you go grab a beer at Channel Brew, if you go grab like some sliders at Cast Iron and just talk to the owners and say like, so what's going on down here?
Yeah.
You're gonna get an earful and you're gonna leave that place like a believer, so to speak, you know. And that's what it takes. You know, you'll hear about 10 Space, you'll hear about Huddle, you'll hear about the whole revitalization when you go to these places, because everybody open window everything, you know. And once you ask those questions, it's really easy to find your way. But that's what I suggest to people. And then for some people who don't drink, or some people who just want that information, of course, they can
grab a root beer.
There you go. Grab a root beer, have some water. A Blue Dolphin. That's what I drink.
Good downtown water.
Yeah, but we have a website. We have numbers and stuff like that. HuddleCowork.com. You can find us. You can find a link through 10spacedev.com. You can find us on Yelp, all that jazz. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all those social platforms. It's part of my job to make sure Huddle has a presence.
We love Facebook. We're right here live on Facebook.
Oh, hey, I didn't even know that.
That's where most of our views actually are coming.
Facebook is being about like social media and all that jazz. For those of you who are trying to market, I'm just going to say this right now, like, if you want to hit that younger generation, like, start advertising on Snapchat.
Yeah.
That's it. There's a whole generation out there that don't have Instagram or Facebook, you know, and they don't plan on it either, you know, because of the age restrictions on there. They're just like, okay, we're just going to make life happen on the ones that we can actually talk to each other
15 seconds at a time.
That's it. It's 15 seconds at a time. So Snapchat's where it's at. Facebook is being considered as a platform for old people.
Yes, that's right.
You know, and it's still a wide platform, but if you want to stay relevant and kind of hit all the areas, you have to make sure you're on every platform. Twitter is a huge entity, you know.
So how do they find Huddle on Snapchat?
Just Huddle Cowork. That's it. Or follow me.
Follow.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. And then Twitter, it's all that jazz, you know.
All right. Now, we talked a little bit about your vision of the future.
Yeah.
And we talked about, you know, what you've been able to witness. I'm sure there's something that you kind of like are wishing for. What's on the wish list?
Oh my! Are you asking what my dream is?
What's the future hold from
so
Matthew,
one of the things I when I'm connecting with people and they want to know what's going on, like, I always ask them, like, what's your dream? You know, because I consider myself a master connector, you know, because I meet all these people all the time, and then once I have a conversation and someone tells me what their dream is, then I'm like, wait, I know someone who can help you. You know, like, I'll introduce you guys via Facebook or something like that, and then I just sit back and I usually say I'm looking forward to just sitting back and watching the magic that you guys create. But as far as my dream, my ultimate dream is for all of our dreams to come true. You know, and if Stockton, when Stockton gets to the point to where we have a booming, revitalized downtown core, and it starts spreading outwardly, and you can actually see that, like, if you're able to come downtown on a Saturday and spend a whole Saturday down here and be able to go home and see a friend the next day, and someone asks you, so what'd you do yesterday? You know, and you're going to be able to list off 10 to 15 things that you did yesterday in downtown Stockton. You know, and I dream about this every single day, you know, and I'd like to announce, I don't know if anyone knows this, but as of June 1, I'll be living downtown.
Right.
Yeah, me and my good friend Eric Johansson, we got an apartment down there on Main Street, right above Don Rafa's, across from Louis Market.
Nice.
And right around the corner from Jared and Emily Reston over there. So we're all neighbors.
Yeah.
So we'll be able to create like a life downtown, you know, and people should start watching, you know, because we're going to be like, okay, what else do we want downtown? You know, what's there to do downtown, and go from there. So my ultimate dream is to see all these people wanting to move downtown, and because of all the revitalization, and once you do move downtown, there's so many things for you to do. There's going to be this sense of pride being from the downtown and living down there, and it's going to be this entity to be reckoned with, you know, and it'll be all good vibes. And I don't want to get into specifics about what my dream is, because we'll be here forever, you know. But I want is for our city to be happy. That's all I want, you know. And I think that will derive from us getting involved and just seeing people out and about walking around and shopping and eating and being merry.
That's
you know?
right.
That's
right.
it. That's it. You know, I want to be on a top floor somewhere, on a rooftop somewhere, and be able to look down and just see smiling faces all the time. You know, I want to be able to sit at a coffee shop or sit at Channel Brew or something through these huge windows and see people walking down the street, just being genuinely happy. You know, and being proud to be from Stockton. And it's happening now. You know, I see glimpses of it all the time, and when I see those glimpses, I'm just like, wow, it's this is our time, and I am so hopeful, and I am so I don't know, just it's amazing now, and it's going to be even more amazing over the next couple of years. You know, and I can't wait for those who don't know what's going on, you know, to find out, you know, to where all 300,000 residents of this city, you know, are going to be about it and be so proud to be from the city.
Yeah.
And when someone says, "Ooh, you're from Stockton," you know, then everyone will be at that point where they just defend it. We'd be like, "Oh, wait, hold on. This is what's going on. A, B, C, D.
That's
G,"
right.
You know, and that's my dream. So if I think the ultimate dream is for everyone to be happy, then I just work my way backwards from there. Yeah.
Well, now we know why you have the job running the huddle.
Yeah.
That is
totally
very, very positive and, of course, inspiring. Matt, we were talking with Matthew Amen. We've been speaking with him for the good part of the hour. He runs the huddle. It's a great spot downtown, a business incubator of sorts, and you could get in too, but you got to get in cool.
Yeah,
you gotta love the mission,
and you gotta get in now.
That's
because
right.
It's filling up fast. The Huddle 2.0 hasn't even been open 1 year yet, and we're at 80% capacity.
Wow,
that's awesome.
You know, so get in now before there's no more room. You know, we only have limited seats. You know, and I would love to get to that point where we have a waiting list for offices, or we have a waiting list for memberships. You know, and I have all those numbers down, and that's my goal. You know, we have a great community within Huddle. We have about 90 members altogether, you know, and that is office tenants, their constituents, members who are commuters from out of town who utilize Huddle as a workspace, people who want to be part of the entrepreneur program that we're going to be launching very shortly here. Just different walks of life, you know, from tech to custom products, you know, of there's community outreach programs, there's South Stockton school initiatives, there's graphic designers, there's media groups, all kinds of things there. So one of the things that I've learned by traveling to San Francisco and meeting a couple of other directors just like myself at other co-working spaces is that there isn't a community or an environment of client sharing. So that's kind of where we're innovators, where you can go to one office and be a client and have this conversation, but the person that you're talking to who just happens to be part of Huddle stops you and say, "Hey, I know someone who can help you. They're right down the hall over here. Let me get you their card. Let me make an introduction." And when I was telling everybody this in San Francisco, they're like, "Wait, what? Like, you guys are sharing clients?" I go, "Yeah. I mean, why not? It's a community, right? That's what co-working is, right? It shouldn't be a competition. I mean, we all want to see each other grow together. You know, it's not a competition to see who can grow the fastest first. Right. You know, I want everyone to run successful businesses, and I want to be able to create that opportunity for us to all grow and be a part of this together. Right. You know, and that's where we're innovators. You know, we all have each other's back, and I think that's part of being a Stocktonian. You know, and having each other's back and making sure that we help one another. You know, because it is going to be up to us, because we know that. We know there isn't some like handout out there. You know, and we've witnessed that over the past decade or two. You know, so because of all that, being an underdog and stuff, we've learned that it's going to take each and every one of us to help each other grow. And then if there's other people from outside the city that want to be a part of it, then that's cool. You know, I mean, I know all of us ask,
cooperate.
I mean, I know a lot of us ask when they see a new face, like, "Are you from Stockton? Or where are you from? You know, where are you from?" You know, and it's like, if you're not from Stockton or you just moved here, usually you have an X on your forehead. Like, okay, they don't know about Stockton, but now it's like, Oh yeah, I'm born and raised here. Okay, great. You know, I wasn't born here, but I was raised here. Okay, great. Or I've only been here 3 years. Okay, great.
Yeah.
You're here now.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
and that you're all about it. You chose to live here.
Right.
Some of us didn't have a choice, and we love it, but you actually chose to live here, which is just as beautiful.
And welcome.
You know, and welcome.
Yes.
You know, we're creating a community where we're inclusive. You know, not exclusive.
Wonderful.
And if there's people from outside of the city who have drank the Kool-Aid, you know, you guys are all welcome
Yes.
to be a part of all of this. You know, there's enough room for everybody.
See, now you're using our words off our playlist. That's good. All right.
That is so true.
We are talking with Matthew Amen. You've been enjoying this time with us here on Stockton 360. Of course, you can find out more information about the huddle at
huddlecowork.com.
all right. Visit it. Get on the Instagrams and Facebooks,
Yeah.
and if you're really cool, the Snapchats.
No.
And then and you'll find your way into the huddle. We want to thank you so much for coming in.
No.
You have a standing invite. We want to talk to you regularly.
Hey, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's okay.
you
Yeah.
come in every month and give us the
Let me-
lowdown,
let me
and
know.
also let us know what's happening in the future so we can promote the
There's
events.
so many things going
Yes.
on.
Yeah, like
guys.
tomorrow, there's a lot of things. He's part of a lot of
Gosh,
things.
yeah.
Okay,
So tomorrow
I'll give you
there
that.
is the CVACC, the
Central Valley
Asian Chamber of Commerce.
Gotta
They're
come out.
having their mixer tomorrow at Red Orchid.
Oh, of course.
We're going
So
out.
yeah,
Gotta go
it starts at 5:15 to 7:15. The Little Manila Jazz
out to Cheryl.
Collective will be performing, as well as our dance group. So
Yeah.
if you guys want to see me drum, you know, that'll be the time to see it. If
right.
you haven't seen it already, we have a couple dancers coming out as well. It's a super small performance, but it's all for the culture and for the community and for the chamber. And then right after that, I'll be meeting with a meeting at the Pride Center.
That's right. We have that
For the committee. I'm on the committee for that. And so we're talking about the next Pride Festival, which
Yes.
is happening in August.
That's right.
So make sure you guys come out to that. It's going to be
Mm-hmm.
a crazy year.
Yes.
The Pride Center's been in the spotlight for some very positive things lately.
yeah.
So
That
it's
big fun
I'm really
thing.
proud to be a part of it, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to see what type of event we have this year. You know, we
Yes.
have to top ourselves last year. I mean, it's only right.
Yes,
you know?
yes.
And we had a very successful year last year,
Yeah,
so
it
I'm
was
really
awesome.
interested to see like how big it gets and how many people from all over and from our own community come out and support our LGBT community.
Wonderful.
And then there's so many things going on. A couple of side projects. Working on a fashion trade show for later on this year, teaming up with a couple other people in the community. What else we got going on here? Just to name a few, there's a lot of art projects that are happening in the summer. And we just had a successful one over the weekend at the Sycamore.
Oh, yeah.
It's called the Sycamore Social Club. It was our round two of it.
Nice.
We just showcased local artist Brendan Jeffrey,
Mm-hmm.
who is a fine art artist, like
Wow.
he one of the best in Stockton of his generation. And it was very successful. We had about 200 people come out and support
Nice.
the event and Brennan, and he made a pretty penny. You know,
Nice.
he sold about 80% of all of his
Wow.
paintings and stuff, and they were just selling like hotcakes.
Sycamore Social Club.
Yeah, and we're looking forward to our third round happening late summer. We're gonna make it more family oriented.
Cool.
It's just gonna be Sycamore Social Club family.
Nice.
You know, so we're gonna have an event so that you can bring your whole entire family, all your kids, and still have a great time as parents and stuff, and just tap into that sense of our community, because there's a lot of families that live here.
Yeah.
That's right.
You know, and there are a lot of family events that happen here, but not a lot of them happen downtown. And if they do, they happen at Weber Point. You know,
Just
so it's
make
kind
sure
of this.
make sure you come back and promote those events
Oh,
as
yeah.
you get closer.
Yeah.
All the
And
time.
yes,
All the
please
time.
do. You like I said, standing invite. Want to thank Matthew Amen for spending his time with us
Thank you
today.
for having me. This was a lot of
360.
fun.
Thank you.
That time ran out super fast.
I told you.
Yes. But we'll have a 4-hour show with Matthew.
Yeah,
I'm a talker. I can talk.
Big
talk,
shout
talk.
out to the great folks over at 10 Space, David and Zach, and of course,
Love you guys.
RIP shout out to Tim Egan as well.
Yeah, Eric and Coley and Charlene,
Yes.
Martin and Pete.
There you go.
All of you guys.
And everybody over there at the Huddle, and of course the Sycamore. I want to thank you again, Matthew. Please stay
course.
tuned for more here on The Voice of Stockton. I want to thank Professor Jimenez,
Thank
the
you.
doctor, Dr. J. Big shout out. Thank you for putting together a great show. Of course,
Thanks,
thank
God.
you, Dustin Detail, Break Bill, for running the board and keeping us sounding right. Of course, if you've been watching us on Facebook or YouTube, you see all our sponsors. Want to thank you very, very much. And of course, join us. Become a part of the Voice of Stockton. It's very, very easy. We make it easy for you. Online, you could become a member. You could do it easy pay, $2 a month, or whatever you could afford. Join the Voice of Stockton. Thank you for tuning in to Stockton 360 on KXVS, Voice of Stockton.